according to the loading condition, you have different types of stresses. If you are applying this kind of stresses, you will not achieve shear. If you are applying this kind of stress, you will not achieve shear. So because we have taken a fresh topic as shear stress, okay, because we have taken the topic as shear stress, for that purpose we have to choose the right way of loading. So that loading you have to do at the top. At the same time, you should understand one very basic important point. This part should be fixed in the ground. If the bottom part is not fixed in the ground, then if you'll apply the load here, then what will happen? The entire body will freely rotate in the air. Okay, in that case, shear stress will not generate, because these molecules will try to go in this direction under the application of this force, and because there is no one to restrict, so they will freely rotate. So in this case, you will not achieve stress. In this, you will not achieve shear stress. So it means what? You should have a bottom fixed in the ground. So you should fix your bottom in the ground, and after that you should have consider like molecules are sitting here. Molecules are sitting here. Now see what will happen. When you will apply the loading at the top, then only you can understand shear stress phenomena. Okay, apply the loading. Then what will happen? All these molecules sitting here, they will go in this direction. It means what? Your entire plate will shift like this. The top fiber will shift like this. After that, what will happen? Just below that, you will be having another fiber. Even this fiber will shift little bit. Why? Because suppose this molecule is sitting here. So earlier this molecule was in contact with this molecule. I mean molecule 1 was in contact with molecule 2. But because molecule 2 shifted in this direction, and here also you'll be having molecule 3. So because molecule 2 is going in this direction, so little bit attraction, because of attraction, even this first molecule will shift here little bit. Of course, this top one will shift more, but bottom one, just next layer, will shift little bit less. Then this one will shift little bit less, and the exact which is rigid in the diagram, that will not fix. So it means what? All the layers will shift little bit. All the layers will shift like this. Okay, so you'll be having this kind of new shape. Sorry, here, this kind of new shape. You'll be having this kind of new shape. So if you will see this diagram from the front view, right now I am trying to teach you in 3D, but if you see the diagram in front view, then it will look like earlier your object was like this, and it was attached, it was fixed in the ground, and just after deformation it became like this. This kind of diagram will come. Okay, so now you can see one thing. You can see one small gap is here, right? One small gap is here. Of course, the top layer will not come only in front direction, it will come also a little bit down, right? But that down part we ignore. Okay, so we ignore this gap. Okay, now you understand one logic. This dimension, suppose if this dimension, if x meter or whatever 2 meter, then that dimension is only turning like this, correct? So this dimension is not being changed. So it means what? Your vertical length, what was here, same length is here, that is not being changed. Because see, if you will think like this, if the triangle I will draw here, if you think like this, then of course this will be like a hypotenuse. But don't think in that way. Actually, layer is turning like this. It is kind of, one line is like this, now it is turning like this. Okay, so this length and this length will behave like a radius, so it will not change. So this dimension and this dimension, they will not change. If the dimension is not being changed, then you can clearly see in case of tensile, when we discussed, your dimension was being changed. In case of compressive stress, dimension was being changed, but here your dimension is not being changed. You can also check the top dimension, the length, this length, the top layer. That layer is just shifting. Okay, that layer is just shifting, the dimension is not being changed. So here we got a very beautiful point. So now let's make a complete proper note for GATE exam. So I think this much explanation, you are able to understand what is the meaning of shear stress, how the shear stress is coming into picture, and how the molecules are changing their critical distance, and how entire system is coming into the stress. And now mathematically we will understand shear stress, shear strain, and Hooke's law applicable for shear stress and shear strain. Until whatever I have explained here, no need to make note anything. It was just like kind of like molecular level concept about shear stress and shear strain. Okay, I am changing the page. So now you have to draw a fresh diagram like this. Okay, in this fresh diagram, you just put some dashed line here, and then you show shifted diagram here. Okay, now you have to show load also. You have applied load, so you just say you have applied load F. Now you can understand this area is responsible for the force. Why this area? Because molecules are sitting on that area, right? See, as engineer, if you are not able to feel things at molecular level, then there is no use of being engineer. I can simply say that force is equal to, sorry, shear stress tau is equal to force by area, but you have to feel that. You have to feel that. So now you are able to feel why I am not considering this area, why I am considering this area. Now I think you are clear. Okay, so now I will give you the details, but let me go through every student one by one, and let me check whether they got the real feel or not.